Good afternoon, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to Season 12, Episode 1, the premiere episode of Season 12 of the Dose Leprechauns podcast. As you can see, I'm solo in the studio today. Leprechaun Nate had to work, but we are joined by our other administrator and other co-host, Jeff Strabjak, out in Indiana. And our special guest, our interview today, is four-star cornerback recruit for Notre Dame, quarterback commit from Notre Dame, Zay Hasan from North Carolina. Zay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
So we were talking a little bit offline before we got started here live. Jeff was asking you about if you're a two-sport athlete. Can you talk a little bit about the other sport you play and kind of some of your accolades you've had there thus far?
I run track, so I've been running track pretty much my whole life. My dad ran track in college. He ran the 400 hurdles in college at Fayetteville State. But I run the 1 and the 200 meter. Last year I ran a 10.92 and 22.2 in the 1 and the 200. But this year my goal is definitely break the school record. And at my school in both the 1 and the 2, definitely try to get below a 10.7 in the 100 and then below a 21.9 in the 200.
You think you're going to run track at Notre Dame as well?
No, I'm not. My dad wants me to, but I'm not going to run track. I'm not going to run track at it.
Dad wants the legacy, right? Dad wants the legacy to live on.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little about your recruitment. You signed pretty early on. Who was your primary recruiter, and what was that experience like thus far?
My primary recruiter was Jay Codd, but he ended up leaving to go to North Texas. Really happy for him. But it's been Coach Freeman, Coach Mickens, and Carter. Those are the three people I've been contacting most with, and Jordan Blake too. Those are the people.
How have your speaking of just the positional coaches and the assistant positional coaches and the recruiters themselves, how do you feel like the connection was with your Notre Dame recruitment compared to other schools? And we don't have to name the other schools. And what made them stand out to you compared to other schools?
I was just being able to talk. Like at other schools, it'd kind of be like a little bit awkward at certain times, but at Notre Dame, conversation just keep flowing. We could just talk about really pretty much anything. So it was just different there. It felt different there.
Awesome. Yeah, I had an experience to meet Coach Mickens just personally. We were at a trampoline there. It was one of those trampoline places like Sky Zone. It's called Urban Air out by me. And I see this guy and I'm like, my gosh, I go, that looks a whole lot like Coach Mike Mickens. And sure you have it. It was Coach Mick. And we talked about the 2026 recruiting cycle and how that was going because they're fresh off the national title run of 2025. And everyone was kind of worried about if Coach Mick was going to leave. And Coach Mick ended up staying because the defensive coordinator opened. And regardless, it seems like Coach Mick stuck true to his guns at Notre Dame, and he believes in you guys and believes in every recruit that comes in there. And it's truly a testament, I think, from Coach Freeman on down to the level of personable traits that these coaches have that really draws athletes like yourself in.
Is there anything specific when you've been on your visits where you just kind of got that feeling, besides obviously the conversations with the coaches? Is there anything specific that really said, hey, this is the place for me, this is where I'm going to spend after you graduate high school, it's where I'm going to spend 3 to 4 years playing football? What was it that kind of hit you that you're like, this is where I need to be?
It felt like home. It felt like a second home every time I went up there, even though it's kind of far from where I live. But just the people in that building and the fans, the people, when I was in the stadium just walking around, I was able to talk to a lot of people around there. The fact that they know me is kind of surprising to me. But it was just honestly the people in the building and people who support the team that made my decision.
Which game were you on campus for?
I went to the A&M game and the Navy game.
All right.
Awesome.
And electric environment.
It started snowing in the Navy game too. That was special. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was actually I'm a season ticket holder, and I was at that game as well. And I probably didn't have the same luxuries you did in probably going somewhere and finding shelter. I had to go under the stadium or outside the stadium where I could warm up. And
Yeah.
it probably definitely gave you a little wake up call being from North Carolina, having 30-degree weather and freezing rain / snow coming down all at once.
Yeah, it gets cold down here too. It gets kind of
Does
it gets
it?
kind of
I
cold.
saw the hat on.
Yeah, it doesn't snow. It doesn't snow as much as it snows in South Bend, but if it does snow, it snows a decent amount. So it's
Well,
not
good,
it's not
good,
two
good.
different it's not two different totally climates.
Yeah, it's not culture shock.
It's really rough here in Arizona right now. It's 68 degrees without a cloud in the sky, so we're really struggling here.
Yeah, I know that's how it is here too.
Nice.
It's like about 62. So
So Zay, let's talk a little bit about your high school career, what you've done this far, what you guys have coming up. I always, when we have any of the 27 guys on, we like to talk about your senior year, what the expectations are, maybe some other, teammates of yours that are guys that are going to flash, and maybe guys are going to get some offers. So talk a little bit about your upcoming year at senior year at your school.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for this year. We got a lot of guys coming back, especially some key players. And we have a lot of young players coming back, so it's gonna be special. We're definitely trying to win a state championship. That's the goal every year, but it's just keep building, keep the team going, especially over the summer. Try to do more stuff with the team, especially with the DB group. Probably like hang out a little bit more. But yeah, it's definitely just a different mindset this year because it's my last year, so it's different.
Definitely.
I get a question here from the audience that said, "How do you expect to build upon your senior year to propel into your freshman year at Notre Dame?"
Lifting, being physically ready because I already know my technique is already there, so I just physically have to be there, physically and mentally have to be there, especially in the playbook. Have to know what I have to do and when to be there.
Have you gone to? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
That's fantastic, and I love to hear that. And one of the things that I opened up pre-show I like to pop open the film Don't Lie, and I watched your film and your junior year tape, and it was even with limited tape from your junior year, it seems like we're getting quite an explosive athlete out of you.
Oh yeah.
And one thing that kind of got me giddy, especially in the likes of watching Jadarian Price for the last 3 years and Jalen Harrison last year, is your ability to return kickoffs.
Oh yeah, I know. I get it done. I get it done there. That's my
absolutely. And I also see a lot of those traits in your field vision as a defensive back as well, because I see you liking to float. You float to wherever the ball goes. I mean, I saw you lay the wood on a tunnel screen pass, but then I see you drop back and you pick off a ball that you run 20 yards for and dive when there's a safety right in front of you. I see the ball hawking skills. I see the hard hitting skills, and you play a hell of a lot bigger than 6 foot 181. So it's one of the things that
I'm really 6'1", 190.
Okay.
That's
Hey, that's okay. Well, you'll be 6'2" and 200 pounds in the media guide probably. So
oh yeah.
That's always a good trait to have. And if there wasn't a good comparison, I don't know what to say. But Irish Sports Daily with their film Don't Lie compared you to Ben Morrison, which is quite the comparison and something to live up to. I mean, have you?
That's a compliment right there.
Yeah. Have you had any Notre Dame? Yeah. Have you had any Notre Dame athletes that you've looked up to, or any DBs in the league that you specifically model your game after?
I model my game after a lot of people. I try to just pluck and pull. Definitely JC Horn, Deather Witherspoon. The way the way Trip McDuffie plays man. I really take a look into that. Those are the three guys I look at a lot. Yeah.
Playing at Notre Dame, you're gonna have to learn that man game.
Yeah. And my sophomore film I got 7 picks my sophomore year. So
Wow.
that shows a lot of my ball skills.
Love it.
Have you had much interaction with Coach Ash, the defensive coordinator, thus far?
I've had a decent amount. We've gotten to talk at the Texas A&M game. I talked to him for a little bit. He's a great guy.
Yeah, no, and I really love the way that he's come on after the first couple games, some struggles, and I think everybody started to get comfortable with his scheme. And are you looking forward to playing in that kind of scheme where, like Jeff said, it's kind of man, and you're going to be on an island a lot of the time and expected to make plays? Do you think you're going to be ready for the top receivers in college football when you come in 27?
Oh yeah, I love that. I love it when it's just me and one other person. Just gotta. It's just easier to think. You don't gotta think a lot. Just play ball.
Have you gone to any of the camps that Notre Dame holds, or any of the 7-on-7s or anything like that across the country? Some of the the Top Gun competitions and things like that.
I went to Irish Invasion this year. That was my only camp I went to. They didn't even ask me to come. I just went up there to compete because I was in the area. So
awesome.
And what kind of guys were you going up against? Were there some big name guys that you were able to test your skills against?
Yes. Got a guy, Quinn Burrell. He was there.
He's right in my backyard, Mount Carmel.
Yeah. We're on the same 7-on-7 team actually, and I try to get him to come there all the time. Tell him we gotta make you Irish. So it's just that's a great receiver right there. That was the only guy I knew going up there. Other than that, there was still some good receivers out there. There's a lot of good competition.
And is there somebody in the 27 class that's kind of the glue that holds it all together, so to speak? I know in 23, it was Drake Bone was kind of the guy keeping everybody together and the chat group and all that kind of stuff. Is there somebody so far in the 27 group that's kind of doing that? And then also, being aggressive to try to get some of the other top talents to come to Notre Dame?
Not really, because I think it's just so early. But we all talk in the group chat. But there's no guy that's keeping everybody together. We all kind of just talk amongst each other about stuff.
Nice, love it.
So I know you mentioned competitions, and just going into your high school season, how is the competition out where you play football in North Carolina compared to just other areas, or what are you going against on a year-to-year basis?
I'm going against some pretty good competition, especially our non-conference schedule. I know a lot of the receivers, and we just been playing against each other my whole life. So we have one of the toughest schedules in North Carolina. That's why I love my head coach so much. He doesn't hide from competition. We played this year. Last year we beat Maury, the state champion from Virginia, and we go up there this year too. So we're trying to beat them twice, but they haven't. We were the first team they lost to in about 3 years. So that was a big win. That was exciting because we just went out there and competed. That was the whole message the whole week. Just go out there and compete and have fun. Yeah.
We had a comment on YouTube from a gentleman named @Billy-D Greenwood. Says Zay is a phenomenal talent. Go Irish. So I'm not sure if that's one of your coaches, but he's giving you props.
Yeah. That's my guy. That's my agent right there. That's my agent.
Okay, very cool. So, thanks for jumping on, Billy. We had a comment here from Patrick Kilkline. He said, he asks, what separates Notre Dame from other schools? What made you choose the Irish? He kind of got into a little bit of that, but maybe expand just a little bit.
It was definitely the people at the school, because everybody has great coaching. Everybody has great facilities. It was just the people there. It felt different. It felt like at home. That's what separated them from other schools.
All right. So favorite spot on campus so far that you've been to? Where are you like, man, this is where I'm going to spend a lot of my time when I get up here to go to school?
Probably I liked the Grotto a lot. It was real special. That was a special place.
It's like my favorite place on earth right there. All right, Zay. So, like I said before we brought you on live, we like to give everybody an opportunity that comes on to kind of talk about what you have going on, where people can follow you, anything else you want to promote. This is your opportunity to do that. Your floor is yours.
Mm-hmm. You can follow me on Instagram at Zay Hasan _, and on Twitter it's Xavier Hasan 2027. Really appreciate you if you follow me. I want NIL deals. I wanna be the face of a company. That's my goal throughout all of this. Just set myself up for life. Get some marketing deals. But yeah, other than that, that's it. That's about it.
I'm assuming that we can reference people over to Mr. D Greenwood for potential NIL opportunities.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. That's my agent, Billy D. Empowerment Sport Agency is the Instagram account.
Empowerment Sports Agency. I'm going to put that in the show notes so people can have that.
Huh?
I'm going to put that in our show notes so people can follow that link there. But yeah, hey, so Zay, thank you so much for jumping on today. I really appreciate the time. I know you're a busy guy, so we appreciate you taking the time for us. We wish you all the best and all the success in the world, all the health in the world the next couple of years, and I can't wait to see you on campus in 2027.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Zay.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Yep.
All right, so that was our interview with Zay Hasan, 2027 commit for Notre Dame, one of the first to jump in that class. Very talented 4-star cornerback out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He attends high school at Cardinal Gibbons High School, so definitely plays some of the better talent in the state. If you came in a little bit late, you might have missed him talking about he's also a track star, and he's looking to break the state record this year. So, Jeff, I don't know about you, but those track guys always seem to be just a little bit more of have that competitive nature, kind of can step it up to that next gear. I love that you mentioned Jadarian Price and the speed and the quick movements that he has and how that kind of looks like Zay on the kickoff returns.
Well, one thing about track guys that you could just have them stand out from others is they like that 1v1 atmosphere, because in the 100 and 200, it's you against 7-8 other guys. So it's very cool to see multi-sport athletes coming out of high school to Notre Dame. It's also good to see a fine young man like Zay. I think everyone we've brought on to interview has really come in and just shown what Notre Dame's about. And I know we're going to get into this more, but Notre Dame is very picky about who they recruit and the types of athletes they recruit. And Marcus Freeman really he does major, and he majors hard in the recruiting high school classes and the development of his athletes over the minor in the portal, as everyone's so upset about. But Zay exemplifies a 2027, a current junior right now that seems to have everything together. I mean, these kids come with everything together already, and I know firsthand what it takes. But these kids that we keep bringing in year after year, they keep showing and exemplifying that with great character.
I could not agree more. And that's one thing for us too here at Dos Leprechauns. When we look at guys that we want to bring on and try to have on the show, there's a lot of guys out there, but we really kind of look at the guys that are saying things like "Give it to God," God number one. I thank God for this opportunity, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And you can tell with a kid like Zay, that, like you said, he's got his stuff together. He obviously has good grades. He's coming to Notre Dame, and they don't just bypass your academics. So it's just really comforting to know that although things didn't go the way we wanted it to, as far as the playoffs and things, you're just recruiting really high quality people. It's funny because Nate, the co-host Nate, Leprechaun Nate, talks a lot about if I was ever on an interview and somebody came in and said that they had a degree from Notre Dame, I would literally just stop the interview process and that person gets the job, just because I know the kind of character that Notre Dame puts out there. And, Drake Bowen, perfect example of that too. Just a phenomenal kid. All these guys, just really, really great kids. And glad you brought up the transfer portal. There's really no other way to kind of softly jump into that. So let's just jump in head first. But before we get there, I want to talk about the reason that I'm not freaking out. And Jeff, you and I talk about this all the time, but you hit the nail on the head. Marcus Freeman and company, they major in high school recruiting, and we have the number 3 recruit class in the nation coming in 2026. A lot of these guys are going to be early enrollees, from what I understand. But you talk about on the D line. Tell me, I don't think you can tell me that Rodney Dunham's not going to get some significant playing time. The kid it's a telltale old sign that Notre Dame is being specifically picky in this transfer portal cycle because it's absolute madness. It is.
I think if we are to bring in anyone, it's that defensive line position just to give extra padding. With Donovan leaving and medically retiring, Gabe going, Jared Dawson, with those guys missing, it does leave a void. But I mean, look at what we have coming in and what we have now. I think Chris Burgess is going to see the field. He's one guy that I think is developmentally probably going to be there by the time fall comes around. And then Rodney Dunham is just a freak of nature. And we interviewed another kid from North Carolina, and Rodney Dunham's from North Carolina, Bryce Young's. It seems like we got a good pipeline of kids coming in from North Carolina, and I'm not worried one bit.
Me either.
And everyone and the media outlets are really sparking it up, and they're sparking it up just to get reaction. Yep. And they want reaction, but I could guarantee one of these weeks you're going to see commit, because Notre Dame's going to do it in batches, and they always have. And especially last year's portal, I'm not too concerned. And if they go over, I mean, I'm still not concerned because look at how many starters we have back on each side of the ball.
You mentioned Burgess. He's definitely a guy I'm looking forward to, but my guy that I really think inside the interior defensive line is going to be a stud is my guy, Sean Sevillano.
Dude, yeah.
He's just he's a load, man. He's a load, and he didn't play he didn't play much at all last year, but his freshman year, he actually played a decent amount, and I thought he did really well. I mean, as a interior defensive tackles, unless you're an Aaron Donald or a Warren Sapp, you're not going to get some of the media craze. No. But they're gonna hold up those blocks so Drake and Jalen and KVA and Madden Farimo can go make plays. So we have no shortage of talent along the defensive line. Are we thin? A little bit. But again, like Jeff mentioned, go get I don't know the kid's name from Pitt that we're looking at, the guys from Bama. Get one of those 3.
James Adams and Francis Brew. Those are 2 priorities. And Brew was at Ohio State, and I made a joke with my brother earlier today. It was so funny because he took a picture with our new D-line coach, Charlie Partridge, who recruited him at Pitt, and he had a smile on his face. Yesterday, he was visiting OSU, and he had no facial expression. I don't know what that means, but like I just found it funny because he seemed like he was back in his recruiting days when he was in front of Charlie Partridge. And like there was an immediate connection. And if we land him, we land him. He's going to be a huge contributor on the defensive line if we do. James Adams as well. But it tells a telltale sign of are these guys in it to be at Notre Dame, or are they in it for dollar signs? And a lot of these kids are in it for dollar signs. And I can't tell a kid to – 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kid to deny $1, $2, $3 million or whatever the hell that they're getting. Like, who am I?
It's that whole delayed gratification thing that Marcus talks about all the time.
Yes.
If you're trying to make it quick, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but if you're trying to make it quick, $1 million, $2 million, then sure, go to Indiana, go to Texas Tech, some of these places. But if you want to have that 4 for 40 that when your playing career is done, whether it be in college or in the NFL, that you can still go make millions of dollars and be an investor and have this ridiculous stream of people that can help you out along the way, then you choose Notre Dame. So, and if you want to compete for national championship, because let's be real, next year, man, that's the window. That's the window.
It's not, and you're exactly right. Like a lot of people think the honeymoon's over, and it's like, how is the honeymoon over when we essentially got the rug pulled under us from a college football playoff berth this year? We were in the national title game last year. Next year we have, I mean, virtually a good amount of starters back on both sides of the ball. Yes, Jeremiah Love is irreplaceable. Yes, Jadarian Price are irreplaceable, but we pick up the pieces at running back every damn year. So I don't want to hear about that. And I think the guys who we've lost to the portal have sought opportunities to play.
Right away, to play right away.
Those guys are to play. I just saw KK Smith commit to Michigan State, where they have a void at wide receiver. He is going to play right away. Anthony Saka goes to UCLA, where they are virtually a young team rebuilding, starting over. He's a freshman. He has 4 years left. Good for him. Bodie Cahoon, Preston Zinner. Those guys were contributors on the special teams units, but they're not going to be contributors on the defensive side of the ball in their careers, probably at Notre Dame, because look at Notre Dame at the Mike position. I mean, Lord, you have Drake Bowen, you have KVA. We still don't know about Snead, Osbury. It's just and Thomas Davis Jr. coming in.
Yeah,
we just have guys that are coming in that we know are immediately going to make an impact after the Drake Bowens or KVAs are out. So it's like reloading.
I've heard a lot of people talk about running back and trying to replace two all-world guys that left, which is true. But look at who we have. First of all, let me, just because I'm on this page, but Jonas Welton and Javion Osborne, those are freshmen. And don't forget, Kedron Young. Kedron Young is ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's a specimen.
Williams. Yeah, it is. And then you still got the Nolan James. So now, are they Jeremiah Love? None of those guys are Jeremiah Love. Period. End of story. But
three of them can be.
The collection of the parts is going to be as dominant as any other running backs in the country. And I have no problem saying that.
And we talked about picking up people were talking about, go get a running back in the portal. For what?
Exactly.
Aeneas Williams. Every time Aeneas Williams touched the ball this year, I felt like he scored.
Yeah, seriously.
In the national title run, look at what he did. Look at what he did out of the backfield catching the ball.
Yep.
As a true freshman. I think Nolan James is a very twitchy individual. Yep. I think Kedron Young is very Audric Estime like. Well, let's sit down in our seats and relax and enjoy the show a little bit.
And the other thing that's important to talk about in the portal, man, that I think people fail to consider is this thing is still so freaking new. I mean, 2020 was really the first quote unquote like full portal year. Yeah. But since then, there's no regulation, there's no rules to the game, there's no cap.
Wild West.
And at some point, they're going to have to step in and make that happen. They're just going to have to. But for the time being, we have to understand that we're operating in a new space here. And you've got Texas Tech with the oil money coming in. You've got Indiana with Mark Cuban, and let's be honest, man. Indiana right now is hot as a friggin', you know what I mean? If they're hot.
So I talked to numerous people, and Indiana is a well-oiled machine in running an organization, not a college football team. They are picking up these 22, 23-year-old kids that are established college football players that they schematically fit the mold in Curt Cignetti's model. And if they don't fit the model, Curt Cignetti doesn't go after them. Hell, Kent State. He grabbed a guy from Kent State. He's getting guys from James Madison or brought guys from James Madison that are on their fifth or sixth year. Lewis Moore was a hell of a player in the ACC and the SEC at Ole Miss. IU just has what it takes, I think, from a standpoint being run as an organization under a coach that runs that model. And Curt Cignetti is like an NFL coach running a NFL program.
I cannot stand that guy. But I've got to tip my cap, man. They are just absolutely on fire. I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns or more against those bums in South Florida. Yes. And I can't wait to see it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know some people have been texting me as we've been talking. We're not going to even talk about the committee situation, the select. It's over. It's over. I'm going to be bitter forever, just like I was in 93, just like I was when Rocket didn't win in 91. Go on and, so on and so forth, the Bush push, all those things. But guess what? Freeman's, I swear, that dude never fails to amaze me how he comes up with the absolute perfect thing to say at the right time. When I watched that thing on Here Come the Irish, when they found out they didn't make it, I cannot even as a fan, as a diehard end-all be-all fan, I was crushed and devastated. And chills, but
chills and tears.
When it happened, just like, what the heck? Like, I was crushed. Like, we were on air when it happened, and I was like, we got to go because I'm about to go cry. And then to watch these kids, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids, get the news that all the hard work they put in, all the perseverance, all the resiliency was for what? To get screwed out of anyway, you know what I'm talking. But Freeman's response, he said, keep it. Keep the pain.
Remember the pain. Remember the pain.
That right there.
Leading up to the season too.
It's going to get somebody hurt next year. If one of our opponents is going to get hurt because there is going to be a Notre Dame team like none of us have ever seen coming out next year. And the thing is, though, that you and I, Jeff, you and I have talked about this too, though. It's like they are going to have to be perfect. Like you talk Friday Night Lights, be perfect because
it's 12.
Everybody in the world right now is wanting Notre Dame to fail. And, well, you should have joined a conference, all that BS. So it's going to be fun. But my point is Freeman knows the kind of players he's looking for. Freeman knows the kind of fit. And if they don't fit, then they should not come on board because we have to be perfect next year.
Yeah. I got to give my guy Catholic versus Conference his credit because he was one of the first people to post that Freeman video of the Peacock episode. And I mean, his Notre Dame doesn't chase players. We attract the ones smart enough and mature enough to belong here. We want to go get Riley Leonard. We went and got Riley Leonard because of the person he was. And he's just one example. Let me give you an example too. Will Pauling.
Oh yeah.
Will Pauling is example number 2. That kid didn't leave the Goog. He came from Wisconsin where he found ways to get the ball thrown to him.
Yep.
And he went to Notre Dame not knowing that he was even going to play a significant amount and ended up essentially making himself the slot receiver all year and a reliable target.
I was just going to say him and Malachi were CJ's kind of go-tos, and people are then going to say, well, who's he going to go to now? Well, hello, we saw Jordan Faison coming back. Jaden Greathouse is going to be on a mission. Devin freaking Fitzgerald, Cam Williams and CJ Carr were thick as thieves in the recruiting process and worked out together. So we're going to be just fine.
Do not forget about Micah Gilbert.
Yeah, my bad. I always do.
Micah Gilbert is going to be, I think the kid's a freak. I think he's going to be a boundary receiver that is going to cause havoc because he's physical. He's big. And then you got Jordan Faison. They talk about Malachi Toney being this explosive athlete. Man, I think Jordan Faison is one of the stickiest guys out there. Like I've seen game after game watching him just dodge tackles, and the kid dropped lacrosse. He dropped lacrosse to play football at Notre Dame to where he had to earn a walk-on spot and got on the field his freshman year, and it's flourished since. Now, his sophomore year, he battled injuries, but I'm just so darn excited. And I know a lot of Notre Dame fans aren't right now because of this portal mess, but get over it. Please get over it because it's driving me nuts because I'm not worried about it one bit.
Well, and that's the thing. It's at the end of the day, and again, we talk about this all the time too. There is not a damn thing any of us can do about it because even the big pocket, big dollars donors and sponsors and things of that nature, they're still giving, they're still doing all this stuff, but they can't dictate everything that this team does, everything that the coaching staff does. And Bavakwa said it's up to Freeman.
If you want to make a difference, Rally is their nil fund. Donate then. Donate your millions of dollars that you have. If you keep sitting back and complaining about it, well, where's your money? You donate the money. It's not Freeman. It's not Freeman's fault. It's not our coaching staff's fault. This nil deal is the NCAA's complete inability to draw a line. And that's how I feel. That's how I'll continue to feel. I think it's ruining college football. We got guys in the NBA that are coming back to college basketball. Like, the NCAA has turned into a joke. And it's ruining my love for college football. But I still love the University of Notre Dame because they're still going to continue to do things right.
I mean, amen. You couldn't have put any better. And to your point, and I think this will be our last point before we jump off, but I think that something is on the horizon, and I think if they continue to go down this route, I could truly see schools like Notre Dame, Alabama, some of the other big dogs, Ohio State, forming just a super conference and telling the NCAA to shove it.
Stick it.
And saying, stick it. I mean, because at this point, they're not – what is the benefit of a university playing under the NCAA at this point? There really is none. You know, I mean, it's schools that can generate the revenue, that generate the excitement, the fan base. They don't need the NCAA. The NCAA needs us, just like the conferences need Notre Dame. We don't need them. So,
what did Texas Tech do in the playoffs? I forgot.
Oh, come on.
Oh, they got whitewashed by Oregon, who absolutely got demolished by IU. So
it was an absolute butt whooping, and there's no other way to look at it.
Pay them all you want. Pay them all you want. Perform. Yep. And you know what? It's a good thing that we didn't go out and get their GM, because their GM is just throwing dollars at guys, wanting them to come in. And it didn't get them anywhere last year. So
nope.
It just made me despise Joey, Joey McGuire. It made me despise him because he loved to poke fun at Notre Dame. Oh, join the conference. Your Big 12 conference looked like a bunch of fools. So
the whole thing is
get off me.
All right, brother. Well, thanks again for joining us. I always love having you on. It was great. Thanks again to Zay Hasan for spending some time with us today. Go check out his Instagram and his Twitter, Zay Hasan _, and then his Twitter. Don't remember what that is, but if you typed in Xavier Hasan, he'll come up. He is looking for some NIL opportunities. So if you guys have something you might be wanting to get in front of a 4-star athlete that's coming to Notre Dame, he's your guy. Get a hold of his agency. It was in the show notes. Posted that earlier. Also, want to give a huge shout out to a couple people real quick before we jump off. PCW Props design, integrates, manages life. So PCW Props, his name is Philip. He's actually doing a total reconstruct of our website, doseleprechauns.com. Mainly merch is on there, but we've got our podcast episodes and some other information and some affiliate groups that we work with as well. But I want to give you a huge shout out to PCW Props. He's going above and beyond getting this website set up. And he just posted in the link that we're doing a 10% off today till midnight only. I was listening. You get 10% off your purchase on doseleprechauns.com. We've got some new shirts, including the Revenge Tour shirt that everybody seems to like. So go grab yourself some gear. You get 10% off tonight using I Was Listening. And I also want to shout out our newest, latest, and greatest sponsor is James Cali Financial. So I'm going to put that up on the screen one more time. James Cali Financial, protecting families while building financial clarity. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. We really do appreciate it. Help keep this show running and keep you guys all informed and everything. So with that, Jeff, I'm sure we'll be texting each other in about 5 minutes because it never ends. But everybody have a blessed week. We're back. We'll be going about once a month in the off season. Once we get closer to the spring game, we'll start amping that up. And then, of course, during the season, we go every single week before and after the game. So thank you guys for watching and listening. Have a great rest of your day. Go Irish.